Hi, everyone. Thank you guys so much for attending. We're about to get started here. Wanted to thank you very much for joining our webinar this morning. I'm super excited to be able to go over the new construction opportunities in Seguin with all of you. You're going to be hearing from myself, along with our San Antonio agents, Christina Dore and Josh Gutierrez, who I will be introducing shortly. These particular builds have been performing great for a lot of our investors, and we're looking forward to getting into the details about the market and the properties and some of the demographics of this developing area of Texas. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Vince Tomich. I'm an advisor here at Marshall Reddick. And my primary role as an advisor is to learn as much as I can about each individual investor and help guide you through the process to achieve your goals. A little bit more about myself. I was born and raised here in Southern California, and I've been in the real estate industry for over 5 years. I'm an investment property owner myself. And prior to my role as an advisor, I was a mortgage lender for a number of years. And that's where I really learned the value of leveraging money. I realized that investing, especially in a market like mine in Southern California, was really difficult. And when I was introduced the idea of investing out of state, coupled with understanding financing, is what made my goal very possible. This is the idea that we want to share with our investors here at Marshall Reddick. So super excited to be able to bring that to you folks as well for those that are looking to invest. So it looks like there's quite a few familiar names on the webinar, but I always like to kind of explain who Marshall Reddick is and what we do to some of the new folks on. So we are a full service real estate firm, and we focus on 3 primary services, as you can see here. So we have real estate brokerage, property management, and private lending. So our real estate brokerage, we help people buy and sell, whether it's their primary residence or investment property. That could be in California or in any of our, other markets across the country. In particular, like we mentioned, we're going to be focusing on Seguin, but that is a big part of our business is our brokerage. And so property management is also a huge service where 99% of our investors end up using property management because they don't want a second job, right? So we would handle everything on that capacity from A to Z. So from marketing the property, doing showings, leasing, rent collection, rent disbursement, basically any maintenance requests, we would handle anything that the owner would have to deal with. And then on our third service, we have private lending. So we actually have 2 clients there. We have borrowers and we have lenders. So our borrowers are typically the folks looking to do a fix and flip on a home, or potentially leverage their self-directed retirement account to acquire property. And on the flip side of that, we have lenders. So the same way that we are going over potential investment purchases, we have the ability to offer first position mortgages to our investors. So you can be the bank. You can lend money out, and there's short term that goes from 12 months all the way to 30 years. And those, returns range from 6 to 12%. So that's the nuts and bolts of our business. And my goal is to make the process of investing in real estate as seamless as possible by educating and introducing our key players that work with us to make this a reality. So our markets, we are located in 16 different markets across the country and 8 different states. And we're going to be focusing, like I mentioned, on Seguin, which is it's a city in between San Antonio and Austin, Texas. Now, how we've picked these markets, right? What makes these markets solid places to invest in? So we've taken the time to vet out specific markets that we want to focus on. I think we can all agree that not every market across the U.S. is a good market to invest in. So we've put together some key criteria that we feel support a strong investment market, which include the following below. These are all very critical to having a successful rental. You want strong demand, low vacancy rates, economic diversity, affordability is huge, All of our states that we operate in are very landlord friendly, good education, and strong property management. So those are the key criteria that we like to focus on, and we feel that all of the markets that we operate in do support. This is supported by it. Okay, so I'm going to dive into San Antonio a bit before we get Christina and Josh introduced. So what you're looking at here reflects the appreciation trend along with property classes in the San Antonio market. So we have an incredible ebook that I can share with anyone that goes into specific detail of how property classes are determined. A major factor of how property classes are determined is by the price, and you're going to see that breakdown below for the San Antonio market. So you can see, for single-family homes, properties that are in the 236 range to 307 range would be considered an A-class property. From that 189 range to that 236 range, B-class properties, and so on. So that is how the property classes are determined, and that's based off of the metropolitan statistical area, in that part of Texas. So we're taking the median of that price. Now, another important point I'd like to address is the appreciation trend. So year over year since 1995, you'll notice that you don't see any double-digit appreciation or double-digit depreciation. So even among some of the toughest years in real estate from 2008 to 2010, there was very little decline in this market. So I point that out because Texas is an awesome market that shows great stability. And I think those that, owned property, especially during that time in other markets, saw very big dips, and a lot of people took big hits. So it's good to see that, even through some of the toughest time, Texas has really shown great stability and proven to be a safe place to invest and park your money. Okay, guys, so before we get Christina on, I want to do a quick poll question just to kind of see the crowd and see everybody's kind of mindset here. So very quickly, if you can take a couple of seconds to answer this, what is your time frame for purchasing your next investment property? 30 days, 90 days, 6 months, 1 year, or unsure? And we'll give you a couple seconds here to do that, and we're going to look at everybody's answers. No names no names will be disclosed, so we're just going to see a percentage here. So I'll give you another 5 or 10 seconds here. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we have most of the folks are going to be in the next 90 days or 6 months. And then we got a couple that are in the unsure category, which is great. So, a lot of what my job is going to be is touching base with you guys, learning about each individual and figuring out the best approach to this. So we're more than happy to help you get there. Okay, so with that, I'd like to bring up Christina Dorier to go over the new construction opportunities and go over the surrounding area of Seguin. So Christina, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Vince. Hello, everyone. I'm Christina Dorier. I've been in the real estate business for over 20 years. Just like Vince, I was actually a loan officer. I was a lender for a while, for about 15 years. And then I decided to get my real estate license and go on the other side, and because I love real estate so much. I'm married. My husband's U.S. military Air Force. We have 2 kids. I've, been so happy living in San Antonio. I've lived here all my life, so I'm very familiar with San Antonio and the surrounding areas. So I definitely, can help when you're looking to buy in Texas and San Antonio particularly. I can definitely help make sure that you're buying in the right areas that are going to appreciate and rent out quickly. So this is a snapshot of our team. We have an office in the middle of San Antonio located near the medical center, and that's our team underneath our sign. And we do have holiday parties and everything like that. So that just shows, our picture of our group there, our coworkers. And we do everything one-stop shop. So we handle sales. So that's what I do. I help you with identifying a property, getting it under escrow, help negotiating any repairs needed. And then, of course, closing, I hand off after closing to your leasing team, your property manager. I introduce everybody to you, and then they set everything up for you. You don't have to do anything. We do everything for you. We help find the qualified tenant. We help with the, do all, handle all the repairs, and then with the bookkeeping, making sure you get your rental income every month into your account. So it's one-stop shop, full service real estate and property management. And we do specialize in single family homes as well as multifamily. So duplexes and fourplexes, we're going to be talking about the brand new duplex community in Seguin. So this is a map of San Antonio and how you see a lot of stuff around San Antonio. It's a big city. San Antonio, as far as square footage and how big it is, it's pretty comparable to Los Angeles, LA. It's got a lot of highways. There's two big loops around San Antonio. There's Loop 410 that circles around downtown, and then the bigger loop, which goes all the way around the city, is called Loop 1604. And then we have IH10 that cuts through the middle of the city, takes you all the way to California. And then we have IH35, takes you to Austin. There's a lot of businesses in San Antonio and the surrounding areas. It's not just downtown. I mean, downtown is just like a third of, like not even a third, a little bit less of all the businesses that we have all over the city. So there is USAA, which is located on the northwest part of San Antonio. That's very close to our office, actually. USAA is a huge insurance company. They employ well over 22,000 employers, and a lot of them are working remotely from home. Most of my family works at USAA. My mom retired there, my sister works there, my brother works there, my aunts work there. I used to work there. It's just a big business. It's a huge business, and they do not just insurance, they do investments, they do they also do some real estate as well, because I was in the home loan division there. SeaWorld and Six Flags, we got a lot of fun entertainment. So the Six Flags and SeaWorld is located also in the northwest part. We're known as a military city. We have 4 military bases in San Antonio. 2 is a joint Lackland Air Force Base that's located towards the west part of San Antonio. That's not far from where Josh lives. And that there's a lot of military and government workers there. My husband works there. But we also get the Department of Defense, the government workers that work there. And then on the other side of town is the northeast side of town. There's 2 military bases called Randolph Air Force Base and Fort Sam Houston Army Base. So there's a lot of military tenants that are looking to rent on either that northwest west side of San Antonio or the northeast side. And then a lot of government workers as well. And then, of course, we have the downtown San Antonio. Downtown, we have the river walk that runs through there, the Alamo, the Tower of Americas. It's a lot of fun stuff to do downtown. There's the Pearl. That's a very hip area to be, nice restaurants, a lot of, places to, for entertainment and stuff like that. But it's a great area. Downtown, the river walk, all of that. But you can, where our office is, it only takes about 15 minutes to get from our office to downtown. But the best parts that we like to focus on is going to be the northwest part and the northeast side. And when you go past the northeast side, the surrounding area is going to be Seguin as well. So that's just to let you know how big the city of San Antonio is. That shows where Seguin is located at. There's that big star right over there, the blue star on the right side where IH10 is, and not far from 35. Again, IH10 cuts through San Antonio. It takes you to California. So I-10 is a very busy highway. And where Seguin is, our community that we're going to present, it's not far from IH10. It's only about 3 to 4 minutes from the major highway, but you cannot hear or see the highway from the neighborhood. It's very quiet. It backs up to a single family community of subdivisions, very nice area, but it's easy to get to San Antonio. It's only about 15, 20 minutes from San Antonio. When I tour my clients from our office and I take them to Seguin, they didn't realize they left San Antonio because there's all the businesses right off the highway and boom, you're in Seguin. So it's not that far from San Antonio and it's not that far from Austin. It's only about, it's depending on traffic, but you can get there in less than an hour, but it's usually about an hour from Austin. And it's not far from San Antonio, and it's right next door to New Braunfels, which is also a nice area. That's where our property manager lives. And then she just drives to our office in San Antonio. It's only about 20, 30 minutes. So this gives you an idea of where Seguin is located from San Antonio.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christina. So
Sure.
we're going to do another quick poll question, and then we're going to turn it over to Josh. So real quick, guys, what is your experience in owning investment property? None, one property, 3 or less, 4 to 10, 10 plus. This will just give us an idea of kind of what the group looks like. So we'll let you do this for another 5 or 10 seconds, and we'll keep moving. Okay, awesome. Let's see the results. Okay, so 22% with one property, 33% with 3 or 3 or less, 44 with 4 to 10. So that's awesome. Looks like we have a good amount of our folks who are already property owners and looking to add on. So exciting to see that. Okay, guys. So next, I want to introduce Mr. Josh Gutierrez. Josh is one of our other top agents in San Antonio, intimately knowledgeable about the area, and he's going to go into a bit more detail. So let's get Josh on here, and we'll let Josh take it away. Josh, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining. Thank you, Vince. Thank you for joining, everyone. Depending on where you're at, good morning or good afternoon, right? I've been with Marshall Reddick since the beginning of my real estate career. It's been the best decision I've ever made. Meeting interesting people, investors from all over the nation, actually even outside of the nation, has been awesome. The beautiful thing about Marshall Reddick is that we were built by investors for investors, right? So when I started my career, I started as a leasing agent. So that gives me a pretty good perspective on what you as an investor are looking for, rents, right? And that's important, right? Because we can talk numbers all day, but if we don't have the right rents and if we don't have bodies in the buildings, it's really worth nothing. But just to talk a little bit about, renters, and this is a great segue to this slide here. Where are your renters coming from? Where do they work? What do they do? Well, this gives you a good snapshot of where they're coming from. We have a lot of industrial employers and many more employers to come. That's one of the beautiful things about Seguin. It's really a powerhouse of employment. You have Caterpillar, Vitesco Technologies. Vitesco focuses on green energy or green technology, okay? Of course, you're going to have local employers like Seguin Independent School District, the Regional Medical Center, Guadalupe Regional Medical Center, and then Guadalupe County, whether it's, the police department or any staff members there. But you have Tyson Foods. H-E-B is a huge supermarket, really big here in South Texas. But just to give you some insight onto what's coming our way, we're also going to have a Toyota. They're going to be building a factory out there to manufacture or build transmissions for their Tundras. And then we're also going to have Cisco Communications coming out there. So a lot of people are moving out here, not only because it's very low cost of living, but there's a lot of opportunity in employment. And let's see here. So Seguin has always been reaping the benefits of surrounding cities. And you can see by the increase on this first bullet point here, the population has increased by 18% since 2010. There's a little over 30,000 people right now in Seguin. How are they getting those people, and why is that happening? New Braunfels is nearby, and you have San Antonio and Austin. You have a lot of people doing an exodus out of those cities just because of taxes, right? It's getting a little expensive. Cost of living is rising. But you can still have the country living and city amenities by moving to Seguin, okay? You can still get all those benefits and have a little bit of privacy living in Seguin. And you can see here the city's population is on the rise, right? I mean, it's projected to have 40K by 2030. I honestly think it'll be faster than that. That's just my opinion, just because of the amount of employment that's there, the amount of people I see moving there right now. Another sign that growth is on the way. You got Lennar, you got DR Horton, KB Homes. They're all building huge master plan communities out there. Actually, can you go to the next slide? I think this will give some good insight. Right here. These huge developers are now building massive subdivisions in the area of Seguin, okay? More roofs will lead to more tax dollars, which leads to more, it beefs up the school districts, right? And I think that's what Seguin needs right now, is a shot in the arm as far as tax dollars go. But it's coming. So that is a great sign. And actually, one of the biggest communities for housing right now is the Seguin duplex community. So if you end up investing in this area, you're contributing to a huge growth in the economy of Seguin. Next slide, please. And so now we're going to showcase the duplexes in Seguin, and we're going to let Christina give us a little bit of insight and about and information on the duplexes here for us.
Thank you so much, Josh. That was a great summarization about the Seguin community and the growth. And Josh is exactly right. Texas in San Antonio and Austin, it's a very high taxes. I probably live in one of the highest tax areas in Helotes. It's very, very high taxes. It's like a $250,000 house is like $7,000, $8,000 a year taxes. My taxes are like $7,000 a year. So a lot of people are, moving to Seguin to get away from those high taxes. It's a very affordable to live in Seguin, and it's right next to the city. I mean, it's not far. You can get in and out from the city. And I have friends that live in Seguin that work in the northeast part of San Antonio, but they just want their family to live in Seguin because it's beautiful there. The Guadalupe River runs right through it. It's a very nice, safe area to live. There's a lot of nice restaurants there, a lot of fun stuff to do. And it's right surrounded by, the city and New Braunfels. And there's a lot of, jobs that keep relocating there because the land's affordable. And these duplexes are the only brand new duplex community in the area. We don't have any other brand new duplexes. We're the only one. So we don't have much competition. There are some, I was pulling the other day just to see how many rentals are in Seguin. There are some single family homes, but they're older. The ones that are close to this price range as far as the rental rates go, they're older, outdated homes. These are brand new. These are brand new, upgraded luxury duplexes. And then the other homes that are higher priced are going to be way higher priced. They're like $1,800 to over $2,000 a month. So that's not affordable for these people. Most of the tenants, their income's pretty good. They're averaging around $75,000 a year, which is not bad in this area. This is good because the rental rates are around $1,395 for each unit. And a lot of them, they're living or they're renting here because they work close by. They're working in these companies that Josh presented. So these are basically like 2 single family homes right next to each other. It doesn't feel like a duplex. It's very open. When you walk in, it's a very open floor plan, high ceilings, recessed lighting. It's got granite countertops. It's very, very nice. As far as when you walk in, it doesn't feel like you're in a duplex. It feels like you're walking into a regular house. And I've sold single family homes that it looks very similar to this. So it's very nice to have. These properties do come with a 10-year builder warranty. It covers a lot of items, different timeframes for different things, and we do have the builder warranty. If you want to look at that, just reach out to Vince and he'll get everything you need. These also have the sprinkler systems on the front yards, the side of the property, as well as the backyards. Their front yards are zero scape, so it has that brown river rock. It kind of mimics the Guadalupe River. That's why the builder chose this type of color and style. It's very nature, with the Guadalupe River, but it's nice to have. It does come with landscaping. They'll put pretty trees and everything in the front, as well as in full sod in the backyards. Everything is done before closing for you on that. And the floors is very nice. It's concrete stained flooring. There's no carpet whatsoever in any of the rooms, not even the bedrooms. So the builder made this for investors. That concrete stained flooring is going to last throughout, many different tenants. You won't have to worry about, pulling out carpet or anything like that. This is pretty much indestructible. It looks very nice. It's very Texas style. Where this is common in Texas to have the concrete stained flooring because it gets really hot in San Antonio and Seguin during the summer. It's like triple digits. So this concrete stained flooring helps keep it nice and cool inside. The AC, units are real big. It's a central AC and central heat. So it's ceiling fans in every room. And again, these ceilings are high ceilings. It makes it feel a lot bigger than it really is, but it has a lot of furniture you can fit in. This furniture is not virtually staged. This is actual real furniture. This is our model unit. And then also it has 2-car garages. A lot of duplexes don't have 2-car garages. Some of them don't even have a garage. They just have a carport parking. But most have 1 car. So this is 2-car garages. This is the kitchen. The kitchen comes with all the appliances. It has a stainless steel fridge, built-in microwave, oven, garbage disposal. It's really, really nice. And, there's plenty of space there. And it has the washer dryer connections. It's got a food pantry. It's got a closet for the food. And the master bedroom is real big. It's got, of course, the ceiling fan, but it has a walk-in closet. It's a nice size walk-in closet, and it has the restroom that has dual vanity sink, and it has a nice shower that has a ceramic tile backsplash. So it looks really nice and open floor plan. A lot of space. This is a full king size bed in this master, pretty big dresser, so there's still a lot of space. In those rooms. This shows the other bedrooms. You can use the other bedroom as a study, or I saw one of the tenants put 2 of her kids' beds side by side, like one on one side of the wall, one on the other. So, it's got a lot of space for the other 2 bedrooms. And then the backyard is very nice. Every single unit has a private fenced-in backyard, so they're not sharing the yard. And it has a covered patio with a ceiling fan. You could fit some nice furniture in the backyard. It's really, really nice. It comes with the full size, sod grass. You can't see it from the way the photographer took this picture, but there is grass and a yard. You walk down and there's a yard with a fence wrapped around it. So it's really, really nice. And it has a sprinkler system to that. So I'm going to go ahead and let Vince real quick talk about the promotions because there are incentives right now. So go ahead, Vince.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christina. Yeah, so this is actually pretty new information that we received from the builder, and he is offering some promotions to the end of the year. And basically what those promotions cover is, there's two options here, but nonetheless, the builder is offering $7,500 worth of credit. That credit can be applied in a few ways. So option one, which what we have here, is get the interest rate reduced to roughly 3%. There is going to be some just variables depending on FICO score and down payment, but we are typically seeing rates in that 3% range for most of our investors if you apply the credit towards buying the rate down, right? So that is one element, and that's proven to increase your cash flow instead of just offsetting some of the out-of-pocket costs. Now, if buying your rate down to increase cash flow is not as attractive to you and you'd rather come out of this transaction with less cash to close, we're more than happy to also just apply that to closing costs as well. So you can take that $7,500 times, apply that to your closing costs to really reduce your out-of-pocket expenses. We also are going to be offering 12 months of free property management, which is a great service, about $2,300 in approximate value there. So both scenarios come with a property management service. It's just of how you would want to apply those builder incentives. So like I said, most of the folks are buying the rate down, but it is your choice, and we can go into more detail depending on what works best for you guys. So next, what we'll do is let's bring back Josh. Are you covering this?
No, I think that was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll cover it. But thanks so much, Vince.
Okay,
that was
cool.
Great. Yeah, we are offering those incentives, which is really great. Reach out to Vince. He'll schedule a consultation with you and go over what your options and everything. But it's great to have those incentives to choose from. So this is a slide, snapshot of the conventional financing. So if you are financing this, this is going off of 30% down. You can put a little bit, if you want to put a little bit less, the minimum's 25% down. So you have the option to do 25 or 30% down. It's just the rate might be a little higher if you do 25 versus 30, but this is showing putting 30% down with the there's no initial repair cost because this is brand new. And then let's see here, this is showing everything broken down. This is showing all your expenses broken down on a monthly, and it shows the taxes, the insurance, the management fee. But keep in mind, for the first year, you can take advantage of our 1-year free property management. But this is showing because we only charge 7% of whatever the rent is. So after that 1 year is up, it would be the 7% of what the rent is at the time. And then it has that HOA fee, and then there's no utilities and no landscaping because the tenant's responsible in setting up the utilities under their name. They pay for their own electric bill, their water, the trash, that's through the tenant. Landscaping, the tenant's responsible in making sure the grass is watered, that it has a sprinkler system with a timer, so it's real easy for the tenants to do that. And they mow their own, yards, which it's only the backyard. And the backyard, it has that fresh, nice green sod grass. The front yards are xeriscape. The HOA will take care of the common areas and the front yards of all of these properties. So, it's xeriscape, but they'll make sure the plants and trees are maintained and everything like that. And then this shows your fixed expenses of a little over $2,000 a month of all the fixed expenses, but you're going to be getting your cash flow after all expenses is well over $700 a month. That is really good for a duplex. I know some fourplexes where they're barely getting $1,000 a month. So having a monthly income of over $700 a month for a duplex, this is really great. And this is taking advantage of, the incentives that you can choose. So let me go to the next slide. And this talks about the builder promotion cash purchase. So if you do not want to finance, if you are able to pay cash, you could still take advantage of the incentives with the builder, the builder promotion on here. And this is the purchase price being reduced by $4,900. So that's almost $5,000 off the purchase price for a cash deal, which is really great. And your closing costs will be, paid for. So that's wonderful. That's almost $9,744 total value. So that's great if you're doing a cash purchase. You still get an incentive. And that shows you the snapshot of a cash purchase, taking advantage of the incentives I went over. And see how that list price is reduced down to $375,000. And then after all your monthly fixed expenses, you're going to be cash flowing over $1,800 a month. And the reason is because it's a cash purchase, you don't have to worry about a mortgage payment. And then after the fixed expenses, it's over $1,800 a month cash flow after fixed expenses. The ROI is really good on this. It's at 8.57% as a 15-year. Keep in mind, this is not taking into consideration rental increases each year. Each year, we tend to raise the rent, not by a lot, but usually anywhere from $25 to $50. So if they're paying, say, $1,400 a month, after their year lease expire, when we renew it, if the rents are going up in that area and we pull comps, most of the time they are going up in the area, then we'll increase it from $1,400 to $1,450. And then the next year it'll be $1,500 and on and on. So each year your cash flow will keep increasing as the property appreciates. So that's great to keep in mind. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Josh present the property management, because he used to be a leasing agent. He's very familiar. We work with our team, our property management team in our office all the time. So he's going to present a quick summarization of our property management.
Yes, thank you, Christina. Property is a key component to all of this, correct? So I'm going to touch a little bit about our management and our fees. The good thing is it's very easy for me to share because we have a very simple fee approach. We're not going to nickel and dime you to death. We're really just, pretty direct, pretty forward. We don't charge you every time you renew a lease. Some other companies charge you a lease renewal fee. We feel it's a moment we should all be celebrating, especially if you want to, if your tenant wants to stay in your property. So there's no fee for that. If they are ever late fees from your tenant that are collected, we do a 50-50 split. And then the leasing fee is very, very competitive. We only charge 50% of the first month's rent. Other companies, I know companies here in San Antonio are charging you now anywhere from 75 to 90% in our market. We only charge the 50%. And that's just to market, to list your property, to have it syndicated to over 100 sites. There is no setup fee to put you with our management company. There is no maintenance coordination fee. Let me touch on this real quick. Other management companies in San Antonio or in Texas, they have their own maintenance team. We feel like that's a conflict of interest. And that's how a lot of other management companies make money, by, getting new vendors to go out there, and then they add a little upcharge so they can pocket a little bit of profit. We have trusted third-party vendors that we use. We keep them very busy. We keep them happy, and they get us the best deals as far as for whatever maintenance needs you may have on your property. Eviction coordination fee. I'm going to knock on wood. We have never had to evict anyone of our organically placed tenants. So we do a pretty good job of screening, and that's kind of the secret sauce to our success here in the leasing is we screen very, very tightly. Okay. And then the management fee is going to be 7% for a unit like this, a duplex or a single family home. 7% is very competitive. In San Antonio, the average is anywhere between 8 to 10%. So you even get a good deal there on the management side of things. Let's see here. So just a little bit on what we do for you as the landlord. We are the boots on the ground, right? So we're going to do everything possible to make it seamless, to make it easy, stress-free for you. You know, anytime there's a maintenance issue, we're going to take care of it. We have an awesome, guys, when I tell you we have an awesome team, we really, really do. We rub shoulders with these guys every day. We have a leasing coordinator. We have a maintenance coordinator, 2 maintenance guys that are constantly driving around in 2 Priuses. We have a property manager, Emily Sanders. She is awesome. She is a beast. All these people make this a great team to work with. So what do? Anytime your property is getting ready to turn, we have it done. We already have people walking as soon as the current tenant moves out, and we try to get it done at least under 2 weeks max. Sometimes right now what we're seeing is a week max. Okay. We're going to run a rental analysis to make sure you're getting the right rent. I see this all the time where other management companies just keep the same rent. And that's a detriment to you guys, right? To your ROI, because if you're not doing a fresh rental analysis every time it turns, how do you get to the potential that your property can provide you profit-wise? And that's what our team does. Every time it turns, we're going to do a fresh rental analysis. We sign the lease, we collect rent, we provide you clean end-of-year statements so that way you can do your taxes. We're constantly out in the field doing inspections, and it just doesn't lay on the management team's shoulders. Even the agents, if we're driving around and we know there's a property that we know we manage, we're constantly putting eyes on it. So we really work as a united team. We have a united front when we take care of the property. Can we go to the next slide? I'm really proud to look at this snapshot because we have grown tremendously within the past 2 to 3 years. This is a snapshot. As you can see, most of our rentals are in San Antonio. Obviously, it's the bigger city, right? The bigger town. But you can see New Braunfels, and then right to the right side of the screen, you can see Seguin is blowing up too. So our formula is working. We do a great job of leasing properties out, and usually we do it within 30 days or less. Right now, in San Antonio's major metropolitan area, the average market time is anywhere to 15 to 21 days.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Josh. So we have a few questions that have come in. We're going to try to get to a couple, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be setting up individual calls after, and we can go into any questions that weren't answered. So first one that we have here is, Christina, if you don't mind taking this, what is the average lot size for these duplexes?
Yeah, so for the whole property for the duplex with both units combined, the whole lot size is going to be 60 by 135, which is around 8,100 square feet total.
Awesome. Cool. Next one we have is, what is included in the 10-year builder warranty?
Yeah, so the 10-year builder warranty has great coverage. It has a bumper to bumper 1 year. So that covers everything, like all the appliances, everything. It does have a warranty for the foundation for foundations, a 5-year warranty. And then the plumbing and electrical is going to be 2 years. The roof has a 10-year warranty. So there we have everything in a packet, like a warranty brochure that has the vendors that we use with their contact information and all the timelines for all those things. But it's very detailed, but it does have a lot of good things it covers. So, but we haven't had any issues with the ones we sold. They are solid quality built, but you are covered with the builder warranty on that.
Awesome. No, thank you for that.
If I can add something to that, to piggyback on Christina's comment, the management team coordinates with the builder, because once you get tenants in there, we do a 90-day scrub of whatever the tenants have come up with. Like, when someone's living in the property, they start to see little things here and there that may come up. So we do a 90-day check, and then we do a 1-year check right before the warranty, the 1-year warranty expires. So that's another thing the management company does for you.
Awesome. Thanks for adding onto that, Josh. Next question is, how long have you worked with this builder?
So I have been working in partnership with this builder before I even joined Marshall Reddick. When I was working with my prior broker, I was still working with Marshall Reddick with my prior broker, but I didn't hang my license with Marshall Reddick yet because they didn't get their license in Texas until 2017. But I've been working with this builder since 2015. This builder has did communities in other parts, New Braunfels and San Antonio, and I have been very successful with selling many of these properties, and they're the same exact floor plan, same duplex, just different communities. And Josh can also tell you he's been very successful leasing all of those out. When he first started as a leasing agent, there was a Creekside community in New Braunfels, and then the Maldonado community in New Braunfels, same exact floor plan. We've had great success, and there hasn't been any major issues with these properties with this builder. It's just been little cosmetic stuff here and there, but you do have that builder warranty, and it shows you what's covered for 10 years as well. So, I mean, everything with this builder, he has a really good reputation. He has a lot of experience, working with, the city and getting the permits and everything. Very, very good. Everything has been good with his time frames, with making sure that the properties are built on time and, quality, in mind. But yeah, that's a great question, Vince. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I actually had a quick question come in that I wanted to address, and that was, what was the going rental amount for these each unit? And just to be clear to everybody on the call, currently we're renting each side out at $1,395, $1,395 on each side. Okay, and then we have another question that came in. What does the HOA cover? If you want to handle that one too, Christina.
Yeah, so the HOA covers all the common areas of the community. So there's like lights, security lights throughout the community, so it's lit up at night. It covers the electric bill for those lights. It covers the sidewalks, and the driveways of this community and the front yards. The tenants are responsible in the backyard, because that's privately fenced. So they have a private fence in backyard, but the front yards, to make sure the trees are trimmed and maintained and the plants are maintained. And then again, the common areas, and it also covers the staff, where the HOA management staff, they go out to the community and they do their weekly drive-bys to make sure the tenants are putting like trash out on the yards and junk cars. I mean, that's not allowed. You have to have your car maintained with the proper sticker. We have to pay every year the taxes on our car, and we have to get it checked to make sure it's working condition, and then we get our sticker updated. If there's a not a working car that has an outdated sticker, it gets noticed, and then we make sure it gets towed if need be. But that's to keep the neighborhood up to date and nice and well kept. So the HOA does cover that.
Awesome, thank you. Josh, couple questions for you.
Yeah.
question coming in, what type of tenants are typically leasing these units?
We get a lot of young couples, and we are seeing some retirees. It's really a mixed bag, to be honest, because, like I said, you're getting them from all walks of life. For example, we just had a IT guy from Austin who left Austin to live in Seguin, and now he's working out of Seguin remotely. So right now, with the way the environment is, I mean, you're really going to get all kinds of folks, to be honest. Usually you get the young couples with a kid or two. It's really what we're seeing.
Got it. Awesome. And then how long will it take for my units to rent? So what's the typical turn time we're seeing with the rentals as we're kind of going into the fall?
Right. So I'm going to cinch this up with the rate you just quoted at $13.95. So the range that you're going to see on these rentals is anywhere from $13.95 to $14.50. When we started, when we had our first completed buildings, we started at $14.50 because that was peak rental time. But now we're going into the fall. And what we don't want is to have vacancy in the fall. So we, as a team, decided to reduce the rent to $13.95, right? $13.95, but then we're pitching an 18-month lease. So that way it puts you at a favorable time when the property turns. So you'll be in spring of 2022. Okay. With that being said, right now we're seeing anywhere from 25 to 30 days vacancy. But one of the things we do for the investor is we have permission from the builder to lease out these properties while they're under contract before they close. So that kind of helps us with the vacancy as well.
Got it. Awesome. Thanks for that. And then last question for now is, do you charge a management fee prior to my property being rented?
No.
So it's management fee.
Right. No, there's no fee. I mean, I know there's management companies which I think is crazy that they charge a management fee while it's vacant. But if you're not making money, we're not making money. So we won't charge anything on that.
Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. And guys, so we are going to be, I will be calling, those are all the questions that we're going to be able to take for now. I will be reaching out individually though, and we can handle anything that was missed. So basically what's next? So on Monday, I'm going to be reaching out to you folks, like I mentioned. These calls can be as long or as short as you want. It's just depending on your level of interest. The goal would be to go over the who, what, when, where, and why, right, in regarding this investment property purchase. We also have the opportunity to go into more detailed questions that maybe didn't get answered on the webinar, or just specific scenario questions based on your individual profiles. And if it's of interest, we can also set up calls with Christina or Josh to get them on the phone as well, to get a little input and take it from there. So we want to thank everyone so much for taking the time to join us this morning. It's always a great pleasure to be able to hop on a webinar, especially to be able to have Josh and Christina on. We appreciate your guys' time. You guys did an awesome job. My contact information is here below. Like I said, I will be reaching out on Monday to go over a bit more details, to go over the details a bit more, and we can kind of let those conversations develop. So thank you all so much for logging on. We appreciate it and look forward to connecting with you guys soon.